Alright, so basically this gonna be another audio clip or whatever you call it, audio message. But it's a live thing. Just so I don't have to deal with all that space shit and stuff like that. But yeah. So basically, what was this about? Slave mastery. This is something I've been thinking about. Like, I know, like, if you like own YouTube, the owner of YouTube, which is like some girl, I don't know what her name is, but basically, she owns over YouTube, and then even then, she's a slave master basically. Same thing, all these other people who own different things, the slave masters. And the thing about that is, they need the truth too. They need to be led to God too. You know, I'm not. It's not 100% their fault that they're slave masters. Like they obviously want a good life, and I can't blame them for that. But at the same time, they do evil. They don't help God's people, and then they try to silence the truth. But with me, I'm gonna tell them the truth. I'm gonna keep it real, and they should be able to respect that and respect the truth. But the thing is, they restrict some shit and say it's hate speech when you talk about God and shit. When you bring up the truth, they say that shit's hate speech or whatever, which is not true. It's just the truth. It's just bold, and they don't like power getting taken away from them. But yeah, I mean, with me, all I'm gonna do is tell them the truth, tell them how it is, and they gotta choose either God's side. Because you look at Apostle Paul. Apostle Paul basically killed God's elect, and he got away with it. And he's in heaven, I guess, supposedly. And he killed God's elect. That's worse than a school shooter. School shooters kill, I guess, innocent people, like mass shooters and stuff. They kill innocent people, but none of them were actually truly chosen by God that they killed. They are in hell. That's just common sense. Because none of the people, because they followed the world, they were just worldly people. Worldly people. They probably were good people. Yeah, but they ain't going to heaven for being good. So I'm gonna keep it real, When my family die, I already know they're going to hell because they chose the world. They didn't choose to follow God. They didn't choose to follow the real black Jesus or put in work for the kingdom of heaven and spread different truths and everything and take a stand for what's right. They didn't choose to take a stand for what's right. But me, I did. And I definitely been persecuted for it. Just for me taking a stand and not following everybody else who's too scared to. Because they too scared to. They know I'm right. They're just too scared to follow the truth. But basically what I was talking about was like, yeah, Apostle Paul is worse than that. Yeah, the oppressors or whatever you want to say, the slave masters, the owner of all these businesses and everything, the internet, owns everything, the government. They need God too. They need Jesus too. They need to be told the truth too. So I can't forget that. I'll tell them the truth. And of course they're going to have to change eventually. They can't just sell their soul for the world. They got to take a stand for what's right and probably change how they're running shit. I mean, help to change the whole government system into like a system of God or something, where it's not like all slavery. I think I did a post about that, but about like slavery or whatever. I don't know. I was trying to think what it was about. I kind of forgot. Now I'm kind of I forgot what that was about. But basically, damn, it's crazy. So I think that's what I had to say. Oh yeah, they did. It was about something like, I don't know how I worded it, but it was like something about the government doesn't have to like make slavery the way the system is. The system doesn't have to be about slavery to make infrastructure and everything work. There's different things you can do, but like I said, they want to make it exclusive for like pussy and stuff. So yeah. But I'm not like that. I don't care about it like that. I don't care about pussy like that. I'm not gonna sell my soul for that shit. But yeah, that's like I said in the last video. They're basically making it be exclusive to be rich, just so they can steal all the pussy for themselves. I mean, that's just the God honest truth. You can't deny that. That's the sick, wicked world we live in. And like I said in the last video, I'm not even attracted to any girl. I'm not even attracted to any. Then even then, I'm not even attracted to any guy or whatever. People can even say that, oh, well, you gay. Not really. I'm not attracted to anybody. I'm not attracted to any girl, no guy. Because I see reality for what it is. Everybody ugly down here. I'm not going to live a lie and act like a woman is ugly and then give her my power and manlyhood and bow down and worship her. That's just not me. That's not me. That's not who I am. So basically, yeah, even all these slave masters out here who own everything, it's unfair that they own everything, because I'm not, for example, Nike is allowed to sell shoes for is allowed to make shoes and stuff, but I'm not allowed to have my own shoe brand. That's just an example. What makes them be able to have their own, and it's cheap as hell to make shoes, but I don't have that infrastructure set for myself to do it, because they take it for themselves, and I guess basically they have factories working for them to make shoes. If I was to make my own shoe company, I want to be able to do that, because the factory would just look at me like I'm dumb, and I don't have no contacts to a factory. I don't have no connection to that stuff. It's unfair. Same thing with clothes. Same thing with technology. I can't make my own technology. I have to buy their technology. It would be cheaper for me to just make my own technology. Just like with the shoe thing, it costs like $15 to make a pair of shoes that they sell for over $200 a pair. Why would I buy a $200 pair of shoes when I obviously can just make my own brand shoes for $15, and then I would be able to have multiple pairs of shoes and stuff? So it makes no sense. And the reason why they can't allow you to do that, because the system is rigged like that. They rigged the system to make it so, yeah. So that's just an example. But I just gotta be honest about that shit. So yeah, the business owners are slave masters. And yeah, the millionaires, billionaires, trillionaires. So I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna be. They need to be led to God. They're not as bad as Apostle Paul, because they're slaving God's elect, and they're being used by the devil, just like Apostle Paul was too. But Apostle Paul did something worse and murdered God's people, hung them on trees or whatever he did. Murdered God's people and persecuted God's people, which they are persecuting God's people right now, but they just haven't gone far yet to, yeah. That's just the brutal honest truth. People not gonna like it. They're not gonna like it, but they need to be led to God. They need to be told the truth. And people are just too afraid to take a stand. That's what it is. But I think that's all I really had to say. If I think of any other topics and stuff, I'll make another video. So yeah. How do I end this? I'm gonna end this.